Hey, what's up, my friends? There are two crucial things you need to know about these headphones before you spend your money on them. I'm going to talk about those two things in just a second. But first, let's talk about the features and what it's like to actually use these. And I'm going to answer the most common question asked on Amazon about these headphones, which is how well do they stay in when you're active or exercising? Let's get into it. So I want to start with the case of these headphones just because it's easiest and I've got it in my hand right now. So basically this is a charging case, which means the case has a battery in addition to the actual headphones having a battery. So you can get about four-ish recharges on the headphones just from the battery that's inside the case. So you don't need to be plugging it in every single time the headphones need a charge. There's something to know about charging the headphones or how long they last, and I'll talk about that in just a second, but let me just finish on the case really quick. So you charge this with a USB-C cable right here on the back. It does come with a USB-C cable, USB-C to USB-A cable. It's about 2 feet long. Pretty standard cable. I have a million of them around the house, so nothing special. You can charge it with any USB-C cable just by plugging it in right there. On the case, you also have a power indicator right here. So when it's green, that means the case is fully charged. But when it's orange, that means it's somewhere in the middle. And then if the light there is red, that means that the case is dead. All right. So the headphones store nicely and compact right there inside the case. You can see them and they're really easy to get out, but not too easy because they are magnetic, so that they do stay in there. That's all I mean by not too easy. I can turn the case upside down. So they're not gonna accidentally fall out unless you're really rough with them. And I really appreciate that. And they're just kind of stacked and compact, which is really nice. Now, the unique thing about these headphones is they do not go inside your ear. That's what was so attractive to me about these headphones, is that I don't have to put anything in my ear canal. I don't have to block my attention to the outside world by having headphones in. I want to stay aware. So these ones just go over the whole of your ear. The sound sounds just as good as any other headphone that I've used, even in a noisy environment. I'm telling you, it's crazy just having that little high def speaker right there by your ear does wonders. So there's also this counterweight on the back of it. So right here, this is the right side ear. So basically to put this on, I just wanna make sure you can see that. All I have to do is put that counterweight on the back side of my ear, and automatically this headphone sits right over the whole of my ear. Now the nice thing again is that none of my hearing is impeded upon. I can still hear what's going on around me, but I have my audio playing inside of my ear. Also, I wanted you to see this, just if you had any question on whether or not they could stay on during exercise. I can fully shake my head, I can move it around, I can jump up and down and bounce, and this thing stays put perfectly. In fact, I will tell you, I've used Apple earbuds, or AirBuds, whatever they're called, and those have a much higher likelihood of falling out of my ears than these headphones do. So I have loved that. Now, there's a couple of controls on the actual headphone themselves, but there's no buttons. So these are waterproof, they're sweat proof, all of that sort of stuff. There isn't any buttons to push on them, but you can control from the headphone. And it's basically controlled by taps on the headphone, and it counts the taps that you do. So I'm not gonna go through the whole list of taps. The ones I do know is like play is a single tap, skipping a song is 2 taps. The materials that they use to build these out of are great. I mean, they're very flexible. This is all really soft rubber. These counterweights are nice and comfortable behind the ear. These are your charging contacts right here. So when it goes into the case, you wanna make sure it makes good contact with those in the case, but they simply just fall into place when you put them in the case. Charge time on the case is about 45 minutes to an hour. They say that you can get 35 hours of listening time out of these headphones, but I couldn't attest to that because I haven't listen to them straight for 35 hours, I can say my experience is, I'll bet it's been a little bit less than that. Meaning I can go a good week in gym sessions for an hour and a half. So what is that? Maybe 10, 12, 13 hours and not have to recharge them. But the cool thing about the case is that I just throw them in because that's where I keep them, and then they're automatically getting charged. And then I just can charge the case like once a week or something like that. So I've absolutely loved having these headphones. I think they're brilliant. I love being able to hear what's going on around me. Love the charge time, the sound, the stability, them staying on my ears. So I hope this video has been helpful in deciding whether or not these are the right headphones for you. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, everybody.